We remember Eve as the woman who ruined paradise. But what if that bite wasn't the end? What if it was the beginning? This isn't a story about blame. This is a story about survival, about pain, and what came after it. Eve wasn't just the first woman. She was the first to suffer, the first to bury a child, the first to endure. This is her true beginning. The garden faded behind her. No more bird song, no more soft grass, just silence and dust. Eve, barefoot on cracked earth, stepped into the unknown. She was the only woman in the world. No mother to guide her, no elder to comfort her. She would be the first to experience everything: love, labor, grief. And she would do it all without a single female voice beside her. Life outside Eden was hard. The ground no longer gave freely. Thorns pierced her feet, her hands bled. She and Adam worked, but the world resisted them. And the voice of God, once near, now seemed distant. But the burden was more than physical. It came with words etched into her fate. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. From balance came burden. From unity came hierarchy. Eve was not weak. The world had changed, and she stood in the middle of that change. She was the first to give birth, with no help, no guidance, no rest. Cain came first, then Abel. She fed them, held them, taught them. She watched their laughter echo through the hills. But then, one day, Cain, her firstborn, rose up in rage and killed his brother. Eve became the first mother and the first mourner. No one could comfort her, because no one else had ever known death. Grief didn't break her, it transformed her. Jewish tradition says she wept for 40 days. Christian writings say she repented. She gave birth again, Seph, a sign of hope. Eve raised her children in a world that had never known peace. She became a teacher, a leader, a matriarch. She lived not as a fallen woman, but as a survivor who refused to disappear. The Bible tells us Adam lived over 900 years. Tradition holds Eve lived just as long. She gave birth to many sons and daughters, perhaps dozens, each one a thread in the tapestry of human history. She passed down the stories, the lessons, the warnings, and across cultures and centuries, her name endured. Not because she was perfect, but because she endured what no one else had: pain, blame, silence. And still she rose. For centuries, Eve was painted as a warning, a temptress, a curse. Church fathers called her the devil's gateway. Her story was used to silence women and justify their suffering. But that's not the story Genesis tells. Eve wasn't cursed, the ground was. She wasn't destroyed, she lived on. And in time, another woman would rise, Mary. Where Eve reached for the fruit, Mary offered her womb. Through one came loss, through the other, redemption. Together, they bookend humanity's story. Eve's story didn't end at the tree. It began there, in labor, in loss, in legacy. She became human in the deepest sense, not by falling, but by getting back up. The garden was paradise, but it was never meant to be the end.